Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am checking out Tera Online, which is an action-based MMO, and it's actually a free action-based MMO now as of February 2013. So I've been on a bit of a rampage checking out MMOs lately, mainly because of Elder Scrolls Online is coming out, and I'm going to open up myself to the idea of seeing if I can actually get really hooked on an MMO. I mean, I played Warcraft for a bit and I enjoyed it, but eventually found it was just kind of grindy. So Elder Scrolls Online is coming out at some point soon. It's in beta stages. So I'm going to try it along with some other MMOs and hopefully hope that I will get the MMO experience. Now, what could I say about Tera Online as to what makes it different? Basically, it comes down to the way action works. Action is actually it's actually real-time action. Basically, meaning that when you fight enemies, where you aim, how you block, all that sort of stuff, it actually makes a difference. So that's actually the biggest difference. Now, is it the only action-based RPG out there? No, there's also Raiders, which I've also done a review on my channel, which is also a free MMO. However, Raiders probably stole a lot from Tera. Tera actually came out first, I think in February 2012, and then Raiders came out in November 2012. So they probably stole a lot of concepts from Raiders. So I'm going to mainly be referencing this in comparison to Raiders because that's the other action-based MMO that I like as well, and I think it's a great game. So just first talking about the free aspect here. Now, apparently this is it's a true free game where it's not a scaled down version and you're limited like the Star Wars game or Need for Speed, where it's not really truly free. I mean, you can, like something like Need for Speed, you can play it, but you're really limited in how far you'll progress. If you don't pay. And so far, from what I've seen, Tera does seem like that. It does seem like you're not limited by the amount that you'll pay to be able to still have decent progress in here. Its theme itself, it really, to me, feels a lot like World of Warcraft, only with the action bent, which can be a good thing and bad thing. For me, I like that theme of just being sort of a bit of a high fantasy, traditional medieval high fantasy type theme. Some people might not like that, but that's why I actually like Tera a little bit more than Raiders in terms of its actual theme itself is a little bit more of the theme that I'm used to. The other thing that's nice about Tera is that it actually has integrated controller, so you can actually, if you have an Xbox controller on your PC, built-in the controls actually allow you to play the game very in a very fluent manner with the controller. I mean, you still need to use a keyboard here and there to be able to type when you're in social mode, but for the most part, it's built in. Now, I mean, that's not, that's a nice plus. Like, even a game like Raiders, you can still use with a controller if you use a key mapping program like Xpatter, but it's not built in with Raiders. So yeah, it's a nice little feature that from the get-go out of the box you can actually use a controller and play a lot of the game through the controller. Also, the UI interface, it's really the UI interface is really configurable in terms of the layout and font sizes. I'll just show you here. So you can actually adjust the UI settings, the scale pretty easily, and you can also adjust the placement and lock it. So that's a really nice feature about it. However, for the most part, I find sometimes the font can be a little bit too small when I play it on my my TV. So sometimes I play my games on the TV, and I like to be able to sort of sit on the couch, and the font's still in some areas, like when you go to the inventory and stuff like that, can still be a little bit small in reading that. But other stuff, like when you pick up quests and stuff like that, the font is actually it's still big enough to be able to read. So that's just a little quirk that that I'm not crazy about. Now, in my limited time playing this, I actually enjoy the PvP better in Radars, and I just find, just at least in the early stages of the game, Radars gives you a lot more selection of, or just a cooler selection of combos and things like that. And so far, I actually like the combat in Radars a little bit better, and I've actually been doing better in PvP here in Tera. I don't know if it's because I just selected a really good character that basically has got a good set of skills, but for whatever reasons, I'm actually doing pretty decently in PvP, which I actually don't like that. I kind of like the fact in Radars I'm challenged a little bit more. I don't know if the people are just really crappy, or if I just got a really good character set, or if I'm playing with people who are drunk or something. I have no idea. But community-wise, I actually like Radars actually a little bit more, in that I found people a little bit more engaging in wanting to do PvP, and also questing. I found people just want to quest together, and again, that's a very subjective opinion. That can change at the drop of a hat. It's I found the community a little bit better in Radars. Another thing about the PvP, or just in general the health system, is that it takes a long time to recover your strength by default when you lose a PvP battle or something like that. So if you can't, it's not as easy to go one after the other. So that's another thing that, again, I sort of prefer over Radars. Now, I don't want to make this sound like it's a game that's just not as good as Radars, or that's the preferential game. I think they're both great games, and those are the two major action-based MMOs on my radar that I know of, and it's just a question of preference. If you want something that's a little bit more of the traditional theme of sort of Warcraft and high fantasy, I would say check out Tera. If you want a little bit more mature of a community, and I mean mature meaning that it's been around longer, then I would say check out Tera. Tera's been out for a long time. If you want more refinement, I would say check out Tera, because the user interface, all the options are much more refined than Radars, which Radars is still a work in progress. And also just little things with Radars where you can't add friends if they're not in visible sight that easily, and you don't have those sort of problems with Tera. So yeah, but it's in general it's a fantastic game. I'd give it. It's still an MMO. It can still get grindy, but I find the action-based element makes all the difference in making it a little less grindy, and making it feel a little bit more dynamic. And you get to challenge big bosses and all that sort of stuff. So I'm going to just try to engage in a PvP battle here. And so this is another thing that sort of drives me crazy about it, actually, is that when you duel, you have to sit here and wait. You can't walk around, or you lose your thing. Challenge the guy again. Is he going to fight me or not? Yeah, come on. Fight me. Doesn't look like he's taking the bait. Overall, yeah, so while I'm waiting for this guy to man up already, Overall, I'd give Tera about a 7 out of 10. It's still an MMO. Oh, you rejected, you chicken. It's still an MMO. It can still be grindy at times, but action makes all the difference, and it's still a great game. So now, let's hopefully this guy will give in, and you pansy. And that's what I mean. Like, if this was Raiders, I find so far in my limited experience, I found Raiders, people just are ready to rock and roll when it comes to PvP and having some fun. Maybe it's because how much time it takes for you to recover, as I mentioned, but yeah, I just don't find. But also, I just find when people want to invite them to quest together, they just don't want to do it. Gotta be more people to fight here. She's busy. Come on. So this is what I'm talking about. Like, if you look at my Raiders review, people are ready to rock and roll and fight at the drop of the hat or challenge you. That looks like Bruce Lee. He's wearing the Bruce Lee outfit. Come on. Stop being busy. I'm getting bored. Come on, man. Stop walking around. Yeah. Let's go, buddy. Let's go. Yeah, he looks like he's for it. Alright. So, show you what a little bit of the action looks like. Oh, well, it's no surprise the guy's a big-ass bear or whatever he is, wearing a Bruce Lee suit, so obviously I'm going to lose. So look how long it's taking me to just recover by default. You got to take some sort of band-aid or something like that. You know, so that could be one of the reasons why people don't engage in the PvP that easily, but use the campfire and all that sort of stuff. But what it seems to me, though, so far is that it seems like Tera is a little bit more complex than something like Raiders. So maybe it's more of an RPG just based on from what I've seen so far. And some people might like that. I am a casual gamer for the most part, at least at this stage. I don't like games that are too complicated and become a full-time job and understanding all the ins and outs, but so I kind of like an in-between of not being super complicated, but that's just me. So yeah, again, it's just a matter of preference. But so if you're looking here, again, I'm just gonna finally close off. If you're looking for a great free MMO that's action-based, check out Tera. I think you will enjoy it. Alright, happy gaming.